I'm joking. Agora vamos sentar, não é? Vamos sentar agora aqui. Senta, senta. Deita no chão. Senta agora no chão, descansar. Descansa. Okay, so welcome everyone. Good afternoon. For those that don't know me, my name is Carlos Filipe. I was the one that made all these pictures. For those that don't know me, my name is Carlos Filipe. I was the one that made all these pictures. Gentleman, put all the frames on the wall. The one that put all the frames on the wall. He gave me 10 euros to say this. So welcome. I came to my studio. This year we decided to do the opposite. It's Papoose and Dedusa, which are dogs that I photographed for some months. So it's funny that I all their names. They all have gained it's Papoose and Dedusa, which are dogs that I photographed for some months. So it's funny that I all their names. They all have gained and I am here just to present you a little bit of what I do. And I am here just to present you a little bit of what I do. And I am here just to present you a little bit of what I do. I'm from I graduated as a kindergarten and I am here just to present you a little bit of what I do. I'm from I graduated as a kindergarten teacher. That has anything to do with children. I graduated as a kindergarten teacher. That has anything to do with children. I like the only thing is children, they grow up, they grow. I like the only thing is children, they grow up, they grow. They always and down. So this is Born Life. The tail was but he went over 3 times hard. He lived here because it was the thing that I feel sometimes because I think of the person that I was at that time, and I don't think that I was a good owner. And that I feel sometimes because I think of the person that I was at that time, and I don't think that I was a good owner. And I don't think that I was a good owner. And he said they called me and it's funny because to make you company, and I said okay, but okay, but maybe the dog. Never. So it was the time to I it was the time to I some countries so you can get everywhere. So Google all the information, AI, there was no artificial intelligence, and so I went to the time to I some everywhere. So Google, I want to connect all the information. AI, there was no artificial intelligence, and so I went to an adoption center. But I was so afraid that I hit myself under a building. But so I went to an adoption center. But I was so afraid that I hit myself under a building. But it was the lady. Come here. Okay, under a building. But it was the lady. Come here. Okay, I'm sorry, but I'm a little bit. I want to take that. I want to take that. And then I said, Fica. And she said, you know, I want to take that. And then I said, Fica. And she said, you know what? This is not a supermarket. You don't take all the dogs 2 times already. The second time. She was a dog. And I said about Solange. So in the seconds, I finished my work. I said, oh, already it's like 15 hours for you. And she said, I have something for you. So when I arrived there was a dog, 2 months, which was him. And I fell in love with him immediately. So when I arrived there was a dog, 2 months, which was him. And I fell in love with him immediately. He was taken from a gypsy camp. He was to a tree. And I fell in love with him immediately. He was taken from a gypsy camp. He was to a tree, destroying all my stuff. I arrived destroying all my stuff. I arrived, animals like, you don't do anything. You don't do anything. And I think that's about me because of this. From not like I didn't feel I wasn't a nice dog. I don't have a nice dog. I only saw trauma. I only saw sadness. And I said, these animals, they deserve like how do you say that? Trauma. I only saw sadness. And I said, these animals, they deserve like how do you say that? Let's remake the thing. Contact the an association should further protected by a boy that this was an association should further protected by a boy that this was and with animals because of some pictures money raised €1,000 for us. This was and with animals because of some pictures money raised €1,000 for us. Because we really need help because they are here for years. I don't know if I can do it the best way because I don't know what I know now. And I live with dogs that are afraid of elevators. So there was this had 5 puppies and 3 dogs. First, my house. The dog that this was St. Peter's, help money, raise €1,000 for us to see. Because we really need help, because they are here for years. I don't know if I can do it the best way, because I know what I know now. And I live with dogs that are afraid of haters. So there was this at 5 puppies and 3 dogs that I wanted to adopt, that I could one of the and that I wanted to adopt, that I could one of the and so life is a cycle. So life is a cycle. This is just a cycle. Just a cycle. And I'm here today. Indiana, people, I always regret shelters that you do, and I don't know right about it. And I show people. You go to shelters, they touch. I always regret shelters that you do, and I don't know right about it. And I show people. You go to shelters. And it's been 7 years that I started, and this is the first book. This is my second book, but the first one that shelters that you do, and I don't know right about it. And I show people. You go to shelters, they you can. And it's been 7 years that I started, and this is the first book. This is my second book. This is the first book. This is my second book. This is the first book. This is my second book. But the first one that is like world nationwide. But the first one that is like world nationwide. And I wrote about it because it was the second. It was after 7 years. It's difficult. Always. And every time I'm in a shelter, I realized that I was afraid to go to shelters, and it's okay. Nobody goes to a place where they know that they will suffer. I don't go, if I know that I'm going to go there, I'm going to suffer, I don't want to go there. And it's okay. Nobody goes to a place where they know that they will suffer. I don't go, if I know that I'm going to go there, I'm going to suffer, I don't want to go there. Because these people, new people, they will meet the volunteers. Most of the world, social media, need to care. And I said, we don't go to you. And we were taking and stop everything. What is they are it took the factory and I had to stop everything at the camera. Taking my phone because we were really terrified. And the factory and I had to stop everything at the camera. And I taking my phone because we were really terrified. And in this shelter, This shelter, when I say this shelter, is like all the shelters, because in this book you have animals from many shelters. I found out amazing stories, and one of the most important stories that I wrote here for me was that a couple of years ago I met Antonio, and Antonio is an old dog with 14 years old that someone decided, so this is one of the dogs that arrived when I took the picture. This is Yeshua. Now she's really fat. Now she's fat, but she was really big. And this was you see, if you put the photo in black and white, it's drama. It's really hard. But the thing is that some people have to wake up for the reality. And in this shelter, I met Antonio, and Antonio was a 14-year-old dog, and he was left chained to the door of the Canil in Tavira on a weekend. So I would like to present to you. This is Antonio. This is my love, Antonio. And so Antonio was left on a Saturday or on a Sunday with 14 years old, chained by the neck on the gate of the Canil. And but they were good people, because they left a note on the chain saying, "Please put this dog down." That's what they wrote. Yeah. So Antonio was really old, and when I met him, I had to carry him on my lap because he couldn't walk anymore. He was really old. And I said to him what I wrote here, and I said, "Aguenta mais pouco, Antonio." And for people that know Portuguese, this means, "Please, Antonio, hold on just a little bit longer." And this is what you have here is what I told him. I know that you are tired. I know that you want to sleep, but we are going to find a home for you. We are going to find a home for you. And that's the problem, is that when people go to shelters, you get the new ones. Normally in the shelters, the babies are always on the front because they need more attention. Then you have the normal ones, and on the back, right on the back, you have the Antonios, you have the old ones, and you have the black ones, and you have the handicapped, because they don't move really well, or they are afraid, or they are traumatized. And I said, nobody will see Antonio. Antonio is going to stay there. So what I did is, I took the picture, I took the text, I put it on the internet, and it started to be replicated, and it went viral. So he had journalists like writing about him, and Antonio in 3 weeks went to Lisbon to a big house, an amazing house with a swimming pool. They always get houses with swimming pools. I don't know. And he passed away after 6 months, but he was really happy. And this is the power of the internet, and this is the real power of the social media. Is that people use the internet for good stuff, because the person, she was in Lisbon, she saw the text, she saw the photos, she grabbed the car, she came to the Algarve, and she took him, and he was really happy. And this is important, because if we work together, the animals can leave the shelter. Like all of these are leaving the shelter. Like my friend Roberto, like Tahini, like Violeta, like all of them. Because we are the motor that can bring them outside the shelter, and that's what we have to do. And in this book, I decided to put him here, because the title means I don't want to die in here, and this is what we have to always. This is the message that I always tell people, because some of them. Some of the animals, I was looking at them and I said, he's never going to be adopted. This animal is not going to be adopted. And a friend of mine said, you know what, that's not true. Because if life doesn't take her, and if the disease doesn't take her, there's a family for every animal. So I want to present to you, this is Alegria, which means joy. Alegria was old, she has an eye of. She had a brain tumor, and she had epilepsy, and she was like having seizures every day. She was staying with a friend of mine, and every time he arrived, she was like all covered in feces and stuff. And I said, oh my God, João, she will never find a family. And João always told me, you will see There's always a family for every dog. And what happened is that I wrote about her, and there was a family that saw the text. They went there to pick up a dog, and when they got the dog that they wanted, they said, "Oh, we want to take Alegria as well." And he said, "Why do you want to take Alegria?" "Because we saw the story, and we want to take her with us." So she was adopted because of what we did, because of the photos, because of the text. So you can put a photo on the internet and you get like 3,000 likes and you don't get a family. Egas has went viral. Egas is known in the United States, Canada, Brazil. Some shelters are stealing his pictures and using them on their shelters to raise money. But Egas is still on the shelter. But sometimes you have a photo that is shared like 10 times, and those 10 shares, they can go directly to the specific person that really needs to see it. That's the way. So what I decided to do with this first book was just show people or give them a reason to visit the shelters. Because if I didn't have my dog with these problems would never survive a shelter. It's impossible. He has lots of issues. He has lots of health conditions. I spend lots of money. This is not a dog. This is a piggy bank. The only difference is only has a hole on the back. It doesn't have any place to take out the money. But the thing is that every money that I spend on him is the best money that I could spend. Because it's like my best friend. Because he showed everything that I'm seeing here. And so this is the first part. Is I just wanted to show you something before I go to the next part. So this is my love. I don't know if you met him. And this is my love. Why? Because like I told some people, you know, men are not very popular in shelters because most of the animals have been mistreated by men. So sometimes what happens is that when they go to my studio, they see a man, so it's difficult. So they run and hide. So how do I take these pictures with them? Because of him. Because of Boris. Because they go, they hide. And Boris, what he does is go directly to the place where they are hiding, and he sits next to them like this. And slowly he comes, and the other dog follows him. So some of my pictures, sorry Boris, some of the pictures Boris is standing next to them. I just have to cut them off of the picture. Because he's the one that tells them, listen, he's not going to hurt you. He really is not going to hurt you. And this is why it's so important for me. And this is why this book is important for me as well. And before I go to the other book, I wanted to ask you something. So I wanted to meet you, to show you a friend of mine. So this is a polo. Sorry. So this is a polo. This was a dog that I met with Boris. How old do you think he is?
6 months, 8 months.
He was 4 months. Yeah. So we went to the vet, to a friend of mine, and she said, I have something for you to see. And I said, oh my God, because my friend, she's a vet, and she thinks that I see everything normally. So she shows me sterilizations, she shows me like open cats. And she said, can you see this? And I said, Christina, no. For you it's Tuesday, but I don't see those things. It's really difficult for me. So she showed me Apollo. And Apollo is one of the last stories. I think it's the last story of my book. Because I was raised by my grandmother. And my grandmother, she had a really strange thing. My grandmother used to go to all the funerals in my hometown. She went all the funerals in my hometown. And I said, grandmother, why did you do that? Why did you go to all the funerals? And she said something to me really important, which was, nobody should die alone. And everybody must leave this planet or this world with someone looking over them. This is what my grandmother showed me. And this is the story of Paul. Because of Paul, he passed away the next day. He passed away the next day because his body was really in a bad shape. And when he started to eat, everything started to move. And he had like he had a small hole on the stomach, and everything was complicated. And I said to Christina, nobody will know that this dog existed. He went to this world, he left this world, and nobody will know that he was here. It was only 4 months. So I decided to close this part of this because the shelters, they have a policy inside. The Delaware has a policy inside. They all have a policy inside. So you just need to go there and show them. If you cannot adopt them, take a picture, show them outside. If you cannot have a dog, you can go there, you can walk them, or you can donate something. There's so many ways of helping each other. Or you can take pictures. Just don't make pictures as beautiful as mine, because otherwise I will lose all mine. No, I'm joking. So this was the first part of this. And before I continue, I have to show you something. Olha. Tá tudo bem? Boris? Olha. Calma. I'll show you next. Okay, so then we decided to launch this book with this amazing dog, the best dog in the world, my dog. And I was criticized because of the cover. And they said, why did you cover the dog's eyes? And I said, because it's not a book about my dog. It's a book about animals like him. So I remembered when they cover the eyes of the witnesses so they can remain anonymous. This is my dog being anonymous. And these are the diaries of those that nobody wants. Because we are not on the shelters anymore, we are outside. And so what I decided to put here is, outside the shelters, what do we have? We have dogs and cats, we have animals, but we also have bad neighbors, like my neighbor, that her dog was living on the balcony, and then she moved because of me. And then came another neighbor, that she was a friend of mine, and on the first night the dog was in the balcony. And I said, my darling, you have 2 days to take care of that, because otherwise you will not spend a lot of time in this neighborhood, because your house is already marked. Oh, but what's the problem? Okay, no problem at all. So stay in the balcony for a whole day. Let's make that stage, because animals are animals, but animals feel the way as people. So I decided to go outside the shelters, and I decided to make this compilation, and I lost my paper, I'm sorry. I really need a list because I speak about so many things, and then I get a little bit distracted. So what I did here is, when you buy this book, you get a little bit of stories. Probably you will have here neighbors from your neighborhood. You have here stories from my grandmother. One of my aunts stopped speaking at me because of this. Because I spoke about the culture in Alentejo. Before it was like burying the puppies, drowning the puppies. And I put this here and she doesn't speak to me anymore. And I said, I don't care. It was true, it's a culture that people used to do. At that time, you have no excuse of doing this right now. So what I did was, I spoke to Boris again, and I said, okay Boris, what can we do to show these people what we are learning? Because I didn't know what a colony was, a cat colony. I had no idea what a cat colony was, and now I'm feeding colonies. I didn't know that there were laws for animals in the balconies. I didn't know lots of stuff. So everything that I discovered, I put on my book, like the gossip thing that I am. And I said to Boris, okay, we can put it on the internet, but on the internet, maybe we will not get anything besides sharing the knowledge. So what if we can sell it and use the money to do something about it. So I give you my knowledge, and you give me your money, and you use the money to help the animals. So I contacted Animal Life at the time. So all the profits from this book goes to Animal Life Portugal because they organize they work with the associations all over the country. So the tears of those that are here will help killing the thirst of those that need to drink. And so what we have here, so in this book we have a very personal part of me because we have the animals from the balcony, like I told you. We have the Christmas animals because a couple of years ago, on the 26th of December, there was a couple that after Christmas they couldn't even wait until the 31st to put the dog on the street. So on the 26th of December, Siberian Husky, it's not a Boris, it's a Siberian Husky, was tied to a tree they nailed the leash so he couldn't run away, but they were good people. They left the bed, they left the food, they left everything. When my friend went there to pick him up, he was not there anymore. Hello, it's a free husky. Who wouldn't want a free husky, right? So we spoke about that, about Christmas, also about the colonies, because one of the things that I didn't know is that the colonies are taken care of. So if there's a colony, we don't have to do anything. We can help the people, but we don't have to feed the cats, because the colonies, if they are signalized, they have someone taking care of the cats. But even so, some people, they are always having problems with the cats, because the cats cannot be here. And I said, but what's your problem with the cats? Yeah, but the cats, they go up to everything. And I said, what's your problem with the cats? So in the winter, all you have to do is just tap a little bit on your car. You just do like this, because it's cold. They look for the heat of the motors. So in the winter, it's just tapping a little bit, and they will go out. Except the cats from my neighborhood, because they are so fat that they cannot go to a motor. And I said about it, I spoke about it, and there was a guy saying, oh, you must think I'm crazy. I'm not going to destroy my car because of a freaking cat. And I said, you know what? Maybe you are not, but when you open your doors and you bang on the other cars next to it, your car gets destroyed as well, you know? But this is just paint. If the cat goes inside your motor and you just click on the key, it's not only the cat that will turn into pizza, your motor can go kaboom as well. And he asked me, is that true? And I said, yes, that's true. And I knew at that point that I have changed someone, and I gave him information about something that he didn't know. He just thought that the helix would go like this and the cat would just go. And he says, yeah, sometimes they go, but they leave a leg or they leave the tail or something. So I decided to do that in here. I speak about the old dogs. I speak about the summer, the amazing people that take care of the animals in the summer. They go on holidays. And this is the story that is not in the book, but it has to do in the book, because the human being is amazing. And this summer, it was this summer or last summer, I'm not sure, they went to a shelter and they said, we have to leave the dog here, because we are going on holidays. And they said, but why are you leaving your dog here? We cannot take him, and we don't want the dogs, and we cannot bring him with us. So if you don't take him, we'll put him on the street. And the shelter said, okay, so what can we do? He accepted the dog. And then at the end of the summer, they came back, and everybody said, oh my God, they are back, they are coming to pick up the dog, and that's good. The problem is that they didn't want the dog that they left there. They wanted another dog. Yeah, that's true. And I said, okay, do you know that the dog's heart can break? So this is something that I wrote here also, because I didn't know that animals could give up living until I met the two cats of a friend, ex-friend of mine, that the mother died and she left the cats on the shelter. And the only thing positive that she did was doing a post on the internet. If you are seeing me on the internet, I'm speaking about you and the cats of your mother. And she knows that I always speak. I don't tell her name, but every time she sees me, she does like this. Because the cats were in the middle of a shelter filled with cats. And those two cats, they just gave up. They were just in a corner. They didn't want to eat. They didn't want to interact with all the others. And they just gave up. And people sometimes they don't know that. And what I say here is to people is that animals are the best photo albums that you have of the people that we lose. If we lose our parents, we must keep the dogs, we must keep the cats, because it's their memory, that it's in there. And people, the first thing that they do is they want the cars, they want the houses. The cars, they broke down, the houses get old. The animals are living memories. That's what I tell people. And so I decided to speak about that as well. Let me just show you. I wanted also to speak about this because I didn't know that I was living on the Matrix. Some people are living on the Matrix. And before I did this, I didn't know that when I went to sleep at night, I could leave my telephone in silence. But some people could not do that because they have to feed cats and dogs every 3 hours. They have to stimulate them to do the feces. I didn't know that as well. They have to keep them warm, with hot water and with gloves. And I wrote about all of that. And here I wrote about it because a friend of mine, she lost one of the babies that she was taking care of, and the text is, "Today I buried your body," because they say, "Oh my God, it's just a cat." No, it's not just a cat. It's an animal that it was in our house, that we bond with them, and it's small things that I've been learning, and I felt so stupid. I felt so stupid because I thought, oh my God, this is happening while I'm sleeping. I'm surrounded by superheroes. I'm surrounded by people, amazing people that takes care of animals, that helps the animals. And I want to help these people. I want to advertise these people. I want to work with them. If they do this, I will show people, you see my friend, she does this. She helps these animals. If they die, they don't die alone. They belong to someone. It's not perfect that they die in the shelter, but at least they are not alone. Let's say like this. So this is a friend of mine. This is Puka. He's photogenic, but he bites like hell. That's true. So I decided to put him on the balcony. At least he gets some fresh air. Okay, so this is what I wanted to show you. I don't have a picture of him. And I put this. This is Karma. His name is Karma. He ate half of a concrete wall in the house of the foster. If you think my dog has separation anxiety, you should see Karma. It was it was a Karma. And I put Karma here, and the text, this is just what I wanted to, I'm not going to give you lots of spoilers for my book, but I wanted to speak to you about Buddy, because Buddy is a special story for me. And Buddy is the, okay, now, let's get into it. So Buddy is the dog from my grandmother. He came from England. He was the dog from my father. And then my father left him with my grandmother, and my grandmother adopted him. And he was always with her. But during COVID, my grandmother decided to go to the nursing home because she was always alone. And Buddy stayed at home. And he was always waiting for her. Every time my grandmother came home, he was always waiting for her. The thing is that Buddy didn't know where the nursing home was, because if he knew where it was, he would stay there waiting for her again. And at this time, so it's like 7, at this point, I think he's still at the door. He normally eats around 7:30. The thing is that my grandmother, she passed away 2 years ago. And he's still waiting for her every day. And this is the story that I put here is Buddy and his best friend. Because this is what I like about them, is that the animals have such a pureness in them, and I see that with my dog, because I speak about him. animals could speak, we would be in trouble because they know all our secrets. But I speak with them a lot, and the only thing that I know is that they don't care if we are rich or poor, if we are beautiful or ugly. They just want us. They have a connection with us, and I decided to do this book because I was a person that I think most people, they don't exist. They don't live. We don't live. We just do every day. And until I adopted my dog, I was the person that went to the shopping center. I live in the Algarve, near the beach, and I would spend my weekends on the shopping center. And I thought that was fun. That was fun. If it was raining, for me it was a problem. If it was sunny, I would stay at home. I would spend lots of money on stuff that I didn't need. And when I adopted my dog, I discovered that in the back of my neighborhood, I had an amazing trail with trees that I had no idea that it existed. And he was the one that took me there. See, let's go this way. And it's an amazing place where I do lots of photo shoots as well. And this is what they show us, you know? Onde é que tu vais? Olha, Boris, anda aqui. Já estou quase a terminar, eu sei que eu falo muito. So this book is my way of saying all the ideas that you have, they can help the shelters. And when I go to schools, I take my books because the kids, and for me it's very important to speak with the kids. I go to schools with Boris for almost 6 years now. Boris is like the star. The thing is that he's reactive to children, so children cannot touch him. So every time he goes to school, all the children go crazy. Boris, aqui, toma, anda cá. And so children want to touch him, and he doesn't want to be touched. And so one of the teachers said, oh my God, but why do you bring your dog? If your dog cannot be touched, why do you bring him to school? It doesn't make any sense. And I said, you know what? For you it doesn't make any sense, but you know, even better, there's something which is called a personal space. We have a personal space, animals have a personal space. So if I go to your children and I start hugging them, do you think they will be really happy that I do that? My dog is the same. You cannot invade their space. And it's good for people to know that they cannot touch the animals because what is in the car? In the car. So every time I present my dog, I say, you say this is my dog. He's really cute. He's really funny. He's really funny. Yeah. But he bites children. So what I tell people, I decided to say is that he's reactive. So I prefer to say that he's aggressive. When children come, can I touch? No, he's aggressive. Don't trust him. Oh, but he's so cute. He's fake. I don't have money for lawsuits. But you know, and sometimes they say, oh, but there's no problem. Yeah, there's no problem. But if the dog bites, there will be a problem. And the problem is for us. The problem is for them. So this is the first lesson that I teach children, is always ask if you can touch the dog. It's really simple. It's just something like that. So these books, they also have that so that the parents can show the children, the teachers can show the students. What I always tell them is that never show the book only for a child to read it on their own, because they are small texts, but they are really strong, and they need to be interpreted by an adult, so that the adult can show them, because they think it's really funny. Yeah, the dogs, you see the sisters, Samba and Selena, they are the sisters. They were adopted together. They were really adopted together. But then you have another dog. So this is Dalila. This is my baby Dalila. And Dalila she came from that magical place that we already spoke about. But I met Dalila when she was in the canoe and took the pictures. And a friend of mine said, if she's the last dog to stay there, I will take her to my shelter, and she will stay with me. And she fulfilled the promise. What I didn't know is that after a couple of years, they would send me the pictures of Dalila, the way that she was. And I put them on the book, and The title is No Excuse. There is no excuse. If you want me to show you, I can show you. She was like this. It's the same dog. And it's exactly the same dog. And there's no excuse for a dog that's always like this, always looking for a tennis ball. And in this book I decided to put it that you are going to shock people. People like to be shocked sometimes. In this book I decided to put it that you are going to shock people. People like to be shocked sometimes. You have good stories, you have tragic stories, especially you have a little bit of me here and a little bit of war as well. Because not only they are exclusive of the book. You have tragic stories, especially you have a little bit of me here and a little bit of war as well. Because not only they are exclusive of the book. And last text that I wrote is this is the best picture, no Photoshop. And last text that I wrote is this is the best picture, no Photoshop. There's no Photoshop here. Yeah. And last text that I wrote is this is the best picture, no Photoshop. There's no Photoshop here. Yeah, just this amazing. It's amazing. I put it on my skin. The last text of the book is say and this is to take here. I will share with every and every I speak about marriage and my okay, you have two options. So I'm going to give you the best life of your life. So you have to find that in a couple of years. So instead of waiting and you have like 40, 50 years to be happy, what would you do? And it's been like the best years of my life with him. And this is what he taught me. And the people that know me from before said, who are you? What Carlos are you? You were not like that. You were shallow. You just wanted to spend money. I bought 5 sneakers with Batman and Superman and stuff. I never wore them. They were in the boxes because I didn't buy them, you know. I was that sort of person. And now I cherish the whip, I cherish the touch, I cherish being with people, being with the animals. I cherish the whip, I cherish the touch, I cherish being with people, being with the animals. I'm really afraid almost every year because I don't see myself working, and sometimes they feel what they feel me. And I was touching the dog. I'm really afraid almost every year because I don't see myself working, and sometimes they feel what they feel me. And I was touching the dogs, you know, kissing them and hugging them. And I said, am I really like this? Am I always touching them? Because you won't. He's the real reason for that. And before this way, I would just like to say to you, the dog, you know, not only he's always, I like roses, he was smiling. Because he was really happy, so he was really happy. And he stayed in the shelter for 3 years, and they called me from the shelter, and I said, okay, I'm getting a call from the shelter. Is it the good news, or is it the bad news? And he was adopted, he lives in Germany, and they gave me the news firsthand. But what I wanted to show you is that I would like to do a big thank you to the daughter for everything that you do. I said, Carlos, oh my God, Carlos, you do so much work. I'm not a hero. I'm just people that are volunteers are here. Because you feed them, you rescue them, you take them to the vet, you suffer with them. And you do all the things that I cannot do. I can tell their story, but I cannot give you more than that. So this is why we are always as a team. We are always as a team. And the most beautiful word that I know is thank you. And I'm always saying thank you. And before I show you, I can show you now and then I'll show you this. So I'm just finishing and then you can have drinks. So I decided just to put my dog here because I have a wish. They asked me, what would you do if you could have one wish granted? And I said, I want my dog to live forever. And now, thanks to my book, my dream came true. Especially, he's going to live forever because he's immortal. But all his lessons will be immortal because at the end, I didn't save him. He saved me. And this was my mother. She said that to me. Your dog changed your life because I don't know you anymore. You were shallow. You were so shallow. And at this point, I'm so proud of what you do. And I said to her, so my dog is the best thing that happened in my life. So I always tell people, if you cannot adopt, help. If you cannot have a dog, just foster. If you cannot foster, sponsor. If you cannot sponsor, go to the supermarket. Just do something. And some people don't do anything because they are bad people. Something. And some people don't do anything because they are bad people and they cannot have. And I said that to two people already. So just to finish, I would like just to say that I'm really proud of this exhibition. And really proud of this exhibition. And some of them, you imagine about my work, they just short to live. They don't live much. This is what I like to think is that this is my superpower because Francisca will live forever. Francisca, for those that don't know, we took the pictures. These pictures were taken a month ago, 2 months ago.
In August.
In August, yeah. And Francisca, she passed away 2 weeks ago. This one here. She passed away 2 weeks ago. But she lives forever because her story will help other animals to find their happy endings. And that's what they do. And that's all that they do. And this is why my books are important, because animals are the best social media. And the first time that I worked with Cadella Carlotti was Papusa and Medusa. In my apartment, 2 giant dogs, the father. And the first time that I worked with Cadella Carlotti was Papusa and Medusa. In my apartment, 2 giant dogs, the father and the son. Enormous. They were so big with Maria Galvin. And then she brought to me. She brought the and just to can I speak? So just to olha, já chega, vá, deita em mim. Descansar agora. Descansar. Just to tell you that all my work is dedicated to animals. This exhibition is, I am a huge proud of working with Cadal Carlota for this. This is not only an exhibition, it's a way for Cadal Carlota to show their animals, to raise more money, to sell calendars, to show, because some people don't go to shelters, some people don't go to the internet. They only go to the internet to speak bad things about the others, like they say about me, or my dog, or everybody. So this is a weapon. Knowledge is a weapon. So we must share it all the time. And I would like to dedicate this exhibition to a big friend of mine that she left me a couple of weeks ago. She left this mark. She does all the time. I have amazing pictures with her with tiaras and she's a princess. And so I would like to say that I dedicate all this exhibition to her because is my princess. And if you see pictures, you will notice with the daughter of Maria Alfonsina and tiaras. Both of them kind of nearly like there's that over there. I will look and I'll give my best smile. And she likes the family. No, she not with the family. She had a family. She had the family on the shoulder, and she had the special family. And I would just like to finish by asking you for a big applause for this amazing time and for the family for her. Já está? Já está! So, já sei! Yeah. Não gostas da política, não é? Olha, já chega! Já chega! So we have books for those that have body, já chega! Olha, tu tens fome?
Olha que tem mais
Tem fome no teu jantar? É jantar. Tem fome no teu jantar? É jantar.
So everybody that has books available, you can do over there.
É jantar.
So everybody that has books available, you can do over there, and I'll be glad to autograph them to you. And if you want to follow my work, it would be really appreciated. It's not because of the followers. Thank God I have so many people with me because they don't follow me. We walk side by side. When they say, oh, you have so many followers. No, I don't. Thank God I have so many people with me because they don't follow me. We walk side by side. When they say, oh, you have so many followers. No, I don't. I have people that walk all by the side. No? And never forget, I don't know say it in English, it's motto of life, which is Morrer, adotam velhos, which means humans, they adopt the strays. So love doesn't know about any race or anything, just love. So thank you to all of you, and thank you Cadal Carlota and all the volunteers.
Thank you.
Obrigado. Bora. Já acabou. I don't know what happened here. You have drinks. If you want to have a drink, please be my guest.
I wanted to extend it.
Sorry.
I wanted to extend it.
Sorry.
shoes. Nigel, the dog got shoes. Oh, it's in Surrey. Thank you.
Okay, so who should I?
para